On today's Solo Saturday news, Triple H fires a few shots at AEW. When will WWE's next draft go down? WWE has announced a change to the WrestleMania card, and Cody Rhodes' bus was on fire. Hello everyone, I'm Gareth here from What Culture Wrestling, bringing you today a lovely dose of Solo Saturday news, because I am on my own, because the rest of the lads, they're over in WrestleMania. They're having the best old time. They're gathering information, interviews, loads of delicious content that you're just going to devour all weekend. It's some great stuff. Just go and check it out. It's going to be dropping all over the channel. Like, I'm biting my tongue out of excitement here. It's going to be all over the channel for this weekend because it's just WrestleMania, isn't it? And we get loads of incredible stuff. We've had SmackDown last night, the Hall of Fame ceremony, then you got like NXT stuff, WrestleMania stuff, Ring of Honor stuff, just so much stuff. My brain's going to explode. And if that wasn't enough, I've also now got all this news that's in my brain that I need to just bleh at you as well, because the first thing we're going to talk about, because everyone's been doing interviews like over WrestleMania week and WrestleMania weekend, like Triple H, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, we know about that one. They've all been doing a lot of media just to really get people excited and give people a bit of a behind the scenes info about what's going on in WWE right now. And Triple H was actually on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and he did another appearance somewhere else as well, but we'll get onto that when we get to it. But this one was interesting because he took this appearance to seemingly just fire a few rather subtle shots over at AEW. He didn't really mention AEW by name, but what he was talking about very much felt like AEW, just in my mind, really, when you look at it, and a lot of people's minds, really, when you look on social media. So we're going to get to it. The first thing that he was talking about in this, well, not the first thing in the actual interview, it was like the first real newsworthy thing in this interview that he was talking about was he was asked to really compare the differences, let's say, between the Attitude Era and the current era of WWE. And what he said was, like, during that Attitude Era time, they were fighting, weren't they? They were fighting for their lives against WCW. They're getting their asses kicked at one point, and they were really fighting against something. They were pushing up and building against something throughout that era. Whereas in this era, Triple H said they're just fighting and really building and competing against themselves. So at that moment, Pat McAfee just sort of looked over like, oh, the internet's not going to react very well to that one, my friend, and just give him a bit of a fist bump. And he just said after this, Triple H went, well, I'm not really just trying to cause controversy here, I'm just spitting facts. We know what you're doing, Mr. Papa H. You're definitely trying to cause some controversy and get some I don't know, you're just trying to ruffle a few feathers, but I'm here for it. I love the chaos. I love the petty little drama within wrestling. I think we all do. So that was, yeah, it made me just sit there going, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, Mr. Triple H. But he wasn't finished there. He also, this one was quite interesting because over the last couple of months, there was a lot of talk really start of the year about Will Ospreay potentially maybe going to WWE or going to AEW, and in the end he obviously went to AEW, and it was a big thing. And he mentioned in a few interviews the schedule was a big reason, let's say, behind him going to AEW, because he thought the schedule was a lot lighter in AEW compared to what it was in WWE, which is a bit unforgiving at times. They're always on the road, the grind is real, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, he went to AEW, just felt that's the place where he needed to be. So during this chat here, Triple H started talking about the recruitment process for WWE and how he's not really as immersed in it as what he used to be. He's not sat there watching all these different shows from all around the world. He's got people like William Regal doing that now. But Regal will come back and say, well, we've got this person, what do you think? Have a look, all that sort of stuff. And he said a few comments here, a few little quotes, and one of the first ones was, because they succeed someplace else doesn't mean they'll succeed at the big times. That felt like a little dig there, saying just because you're a big star over in one company doesn't mean you're going to be big when you come to the big leagues here, the land of the giants. Well, not necessarily the giants anymore, but you know what I mean, the big leagues over in WWE, it's not going to be the same. And then he also said WWE is a different game, a different world. So again, just another thing that makes WWE just feel like the bigger place in their minds, that is trying to make everyone else look like the minor leagues. And then he said, when I see people that come out of trying to make it and then they pick the job where they go, well, they work less, the schedule is lighter. All right, then I'm glad I didn't get you, because if you're not in it for the grind at that point early in your career, my brain just fried there, you have no business being here. That's what he said. So again, it's not hard to see why a lot of people thought that this was a not so subtle dig at the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, because Yeah, he has commented saying that he didn't really want to go through that unforgiving schedule, and you can't really blame him. Life's too short. If you don't want to destroy your body after years of destroying your body, which is what he's done if you watched his New Japan run and everything else, he has put in the grind, really, Mr. Ospreay, everywhere else. But in Papa H's mind, he was like, no, he doesn't want to come here and just destroy himself like week after week after week, so we don't want him. That's fine. We don't need people like that here, which definitely sounds like he's over it, and he's not taking it to heart and not taking it personally, and he's let it go, yeah, judging from these comments. But speaking of Triple H was also on the Impulsive podcast. I don't know if this was recorded before, like this weekend or whatever it was, but yeah, he was on the Impulsive podcast. And he was talking about a lot of things. One of the key sound bites that a lot of people have latched onto, if you look on social media, is the fact that he was talking about his opinion on blood and swearing in the business. And it's quite interesting. Go and check that out. I'm not just going to bore you with that right now, but he had a lot of cool things to say about that. Interesting things. Another interesting thing that he said within this interview is he mentioned when the draft's going to be coming back. He just threw it in out of nowhere. Everyone was like, oh, okay. Was that a very weird, just unofficial confirmation that this is when it's going to be happening? So Logan Paul said something like, when WWE goes over to Netflix, when Raw goes over to Netflix, can I go to Raw because I want to be on Raw where all the eyes are going to be on us on Netflix? That's where I want to be. And then Triple H came out with, well, very soon there's a thing called, in a month or so, he said, there's a thing called the draft. So there's going to be a lot of people moving around. Maybe you move there. So he just threw it out there randomly, really blasé, just like, oh yeah, the draft's going to be a month or so or something. Everyone was like, wait, what? Okay. So you're probably going to get an official confirmation on that rather soon. It might even be on the Raw after WrestleMania. I can't really remember when it happened last year, but it was in a very similar time frame, I believe, last year. It was a month after. It was the April 28th and May 1st SmackDown and Raw, respectively. I think that's the way they did it last year. So it feels like this is becoming a new tradition thing for Triple H. This is where he wants the draft. He wants it that month after Mania. I think in the past it's been close to Survivor Series at times, but I like it. A month after Mania, you're starting this new season in WWE. I think having that little shake up a month after, it gives you something to look forward to as well when you have these weird post-Mania months. So I like it. I like it being there. So it's going to be interesting seeing who moves where. Will Logan Paul end up on Monday Night Raw? Will all the world champions swap over? We don't know. Let me know who you want to see where in the comment section down below. What NXT stars would you like to see called up and moved over to SmackDown and Raw this year? You let me know down below in the comment section. But we are obviously on WrestleMania weekend. On WrestleMania weekend, we are sat on it right now. And, well, there's been a big old change up really to one of the matches that is set to go down over WrestleMania weekend, and this match is the one that was originally going to have Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio taking on Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, but Dragon Lee got jumped last night in the Wells Fargo Center, I believe, on SmackDown. He got absolutely jumped. He was backstage. He was like, my body, I'm broken. And Carlito stood over him like, you'd never believe it. Someone just came out of nowhere and beat him up. It's probably Santos, right? It's probably Santos. It's definitely not you, Carlito. And it was a confusing time. He didn't know what was going to go on. And I think Zelina Vega and Elektra Lopez, they had a match. They did have a match. I don't think I saw it. I watched it with my own eyes. They had that match. And then after it, there was just a bit of a brawl. It looked like Andrade had been coming down. I've not even mentioned this. I completely buried the lead there. But Andrade was coming down to the ring with Dominic Mysterio and Santos, I believe. And he was there, and he was looking like he was part of the evil gang, but then he suddenly turned on Dominic Mysterio and he reunited with Zelina Vega. That was a touching moment if you know their history together. That was really sweet. And then he joined forces with Rey Mysterio later on in the night because they had a chat, and Rey was like, we've lost Dragon Lee now. He's a bit hurt. Would you want to come in? He was like, I will be your partner. And then Carlito popped up and was like, hey guys, Dragon Lee, he's got jumped. What's going on? And they were like, Andrade, he's the new partner. And he didn't look best pleased. I think he brushed it off. He was like, okay, don't think that was part of the plan, but fine. And I think we're going to get more. We're going to get more developments over WrestleMania weekend with this one. It's going to be intriguing. It's been an interesting story, this, because it's obviously gone on for quite some time, but I felt like it was maybe running out of steam a little bit coming up to WrestleMania. But this latest development's made me go, okay, no, I'm here, I'm buckled up, I'm ready for it. Just give me a load of crazy, LWO, Legado drama. Come WrestleMania, I'm happy, I'm excited for it. You need this sort of stuff on the card because it's probably just going to be melodramatic and crazy stuff, so I'm happy for it. So another big thing that happened Another thing happened yesterday, happened like the night before yesterday. So the Thursday night, Friday early hours in the morning. Cody Rhodes' bus was set on fire, or it just like caught on fire. I don't think somebody went and set it on fire, but it was on fire, all right? There was a big fireball. It was crazy stuff. He posted a tweet on Friday and he said that no one was hurt, everyone's fine, everyone's like safe, but he thanked the Philadelphia Fire Department for handling the situation, and he said it'll pop wrestling fans the two things that he managed to get out of his bus with when he was thinking, oh my god, this could be it, this could be the end, on WrestleMania like week of all things. And then he popped up on the Pat McAfee show as well, that same Pat McAfee show Triple H had been on, and he said the two things that he grabbed were pictures of his daughter and wife, which is understandable, he's a family man, we love Cody, and his boots for WrestleMania because he is ever the worker, so we love that. That popped me. I was like, yeah, that's a worker through and through there. I'm gonna die, get the boots. Like, that's, yeah, fair enough. And so he did that, and he said, there ain't nobody here who is more ready for WrestleMania than me. The bus didn't get burned down completely. There was just a big fireball at one moment, and he said everything's like fine, except the fact that his suits now have like a smoky smell to them, which I think is like not that bad, really, compared to how bad things could have been for old Cody. So I think that's fine. He's hot. He said he was hot coming into WrestleMania, and I think it's never been more literal, that statement. So good for Cody that he's okay and everyone is fine, because that must have been terrifying and stressful, like just before one of the most terrifying and stressful moments of your entire career. So yeah, hoping everyone's okay in the Rhodes clan. So yeah, it's a big old time. It's a bit of an underwhelming end to this video here because I've just stumbled upon it, but that's it. That is the end of our solo Saturday news for WrestleMania weekend. It is unbelievably close now. How close are we? We're hours away. I'm so excited. I hope you are. Let me know what you're most excited about when it comes to WrestleMania in the comments below, and send your best wishes to Cody Rhodes. He's had a nightmare of the last couple of days, clearly. So it's, yeah, crazy old time. I've been Gareth from What Culture Wrestling. Follow myself on Twitter /X @gmorgan04. Follow everyone at What Culture @WhatCultureWWE, and just keep your eyes on this channel over this weekend because we've got so much stuff. We're gonna have loads of interviews, ups and downs. We've got predictions. Check out the predictions video. That's already out there. There's like a 2-part for night 1 and 2. It's all good stuff. I know you're gonna love it. I love it too. So, but the main thing I wanna give you and leave you with right now is just have the best WrestleMania weekend you can, because you right there, you deserve it. Bye bye.